Let's be honest here, most homeowners actually hate the process of having to go out and hire a contractor, not because they hate hiring contractors, but because right now they're tired of being ripped off, ghosted, or left with no money in the bank account, or worst case scenario, left with half a project done and no money gone at the same time. And right now it's just a big headache when it comes to hiring contractors. And in 2025, in the home service world, it's getting even crazier because as more people jump into the game to chase that American dream, own a business, and because AI can never take service from us, it's just getting crazier and crazier. Now, while I do encourage businesses joining or starting a business, some people should probably not be contractors, and it's making it harder for the good contractors to come in here and secure the jobs. Homeowners are extremely skeptical, and with trust at an all-time low, it's even harder. I've personally ran dozens of ads for my home service clients and myself with Valley Home Tinting, and I've seen what makes a homeowner say yes and what makes them run away. Hey everybody, my name is Jordan Danzy. I'm a marketing and home service fanatic, and in this video, we're going to be talking about the psychology of homeowners and, in particular, how to get them to say more yeses rather than more nos. And that's done typically by building trust, and that's exactly what we're going to cover. Getting more trust in your business and how you can actually do it, why testimonial content right now is almost mandatory and you should be doing it more, and how to create a positive buying feeling when you are doing your quotes rather than throwing up a ton of red flags. So first things first is the horror stories right now in the home service industry. We've all heard them, and you might have even had some jobs yourself where you're going to fix the issue because a previous contractor didn't do good. If that's the case, one, you definitely have some good, strong trust building. But two, you can see where this is going and why this is becoming an issue in the home service industry. So we are hearing the homeowners like horror stories dealing with bad service businesses. Contractors are fleeing midway, taking deposits never to be seen again, or just doing a poor job quality in general. And right now, homeowners have programmed themselves to start looking for red flags and trying to spot them out faster, which isn't good if you're trying to just throw off a bunch of green flags. They're only going to look for the bad ones. So we want to make sure we don't show any. And in particular, you should be doing a good quality service to begin with. If you're one of those bad contractors running off with people's money, you can get out of here. First things first is bad communication. Contractors that don't have good communications are typically going to raise the first red flag. Communication is everything nowadays, and the faster that you can communicate with your client, either with problems, concerns, or just actually getting out to their house and giving them a quote is going to be huge. Lacking of branding. This is the second thing, and this is personally a hot take for me. I think branding builds more trust than anything else, and having a solid brand conveys the message that you actually care about your business. When you show up with unclear branding, there's not really I feel like homeowners are starting to see like you skipped a step. And branding is almost just become a mandatory step now. Before you could have a faceless business, I don't think that's the case anymore. The second is unclear pricing. If you do not have your pricing down and the homeowner feels like in some way or some certain way that they are getting gypped or they're getting conned out of more pricing, typically it's because you're not providing, or they don't see the value in it, or they don't see the value in your brand. So pricing is one thing to talk about, but unclear pricing is going to be really big as well. And then a unorganized sales process. This one is a little bit different because if your sales process isn't perfect, right? Like it doesn't even need to be perfect. If it isn't dialed in and they can see that you're stumbling, you're messing up, you're unsure about something, maybe you have some hesitation on if this particular thing is going to work for this particular home, they're going to sense that hesitation as uncertainty and they're not going to trust you as much. So having a clear, organized sales process, which does begin before the quote, is absolutely crucial. These are fear triggers, right, that activate in homeowners the second they actually message you and saying, hey, I want to do your service. They are immediately, the second they reach out, the first thing that's going through their mind is this guy going to actually show up? Will I be overcharged for this? And will my house look worse than what it was before? If they have any hint and connotation that they are going to have one of these fear triggers or any of these, you're going to struggle to convert jobs because you need to have all of these covered. These are red flags that people are looking for, and these are the questions that are going to start bringing up these red flags that has just kind of come and seeped into the home service industry. So you really need to focus on making sure all of these are like packed, gone, and you have strong communication, you have strong branding, you have clear pricing, like present, I'd say transparent pricing is kind of the new model that's going on. And then on top of that, you have an organized sales process, you're gonna crush it. Another huge thing in the psychology of homeowners is having reviews and having testimonials. I would say almost now, having a good, solid testimonial speaks numbers than reviews. I've been able to, with my company, Valley Home Tinting, kind of come out of the gate charging a higher price because I had a video testimonial. Someone was willing to talk about my brand. Not only than that, my brand was pretty solid from the beginning. So that is the effect on pricing, is typically brand and reviews. More companies, at the end of the day, 70% of homeowners admit that they will pick a higher priced company with better reviews than a company without. That speaks numbers because people are willing to are willing to pay more money just because they know the job's going to be done right. That's how you should be basing your company off of. So every time somebody leaves you a 5-star review, take it as like a little whisper in their ear. Every time they leave you that review, it is a whisper saying, hey, you can trust these guys. And that's what it looks like for the consumer, right? So just a little bit whisper. It comes even crazier if you are able to get a video testimonial of somebody getting behind the camera and talking for your brand. I can't stress this enough in all of my content. That's a shout, right? So 5-star reviews are a whisper to your brand. A video testimonial is a shout for your brand. That person is shouting at the top of their lungs, advocating for your brand. So don't sleep on this, right? Video testimonial is huge, but having reviews is huge and more. The truth is that homeowners want, like the homeowners that you want to be working for, the ones you actually want to be booking these jobs, typically don't care about the cheapest price. If that's the homeowner you're working for, you have a bad brand, you have a sleazy sales process, something's going on, you're missing a link. To be working with the good homeowners, they don't care about price. They care if they feel that you can get the job done right. And that's what's really sticky nowadays. So if your business can effectively communicate emotions, conveying trust, professionalism, and safety for the homeowner, you're going to win more jobs at the end of the day. And that is just fact. Now, the third thing, and this is a little bit of my hot topic. I have talked with some guys that say this doesn't really matter. I believe this matters a lot. Presentation builds confidence, right? At the end of the day, if you can presentate your business, like imagine when you were in school and you had to build these presentations and you had to practice. The more practice you did, the better you felt presenting it, and probably the more confident you were, and you probably got a better score, right? It's the same thing with when you're presenting your business. When you are quoting somebody, right, you are presenting your business. You're presenting yourself. And at the end of the day, first impressions matter. The first impression when they look at your company, when they look at your website, when they look at you coming out of the truck, how you shake their hand, impressions matter at the end of the day. Your business is judged by its book's cover. So when a homeowner sees that your business either online or on your crew, and even like how they can view it, can either build trust or destroy it within your company. It's all about the presentation in my eyes. Now, when your crew shows up in a nice shirt, a nice pants, simple, sleek branding, they know exactly what's going on, and they pair it with confidence, statistically, you will increase the chance of landing a quote with a higher price tag attached to it. Statistically, I can almost guarantee it. When you show up looking on par with the brand, back that behind confidence that you know what you're doing and you can convey that confidence to the consumer, you can charge a higher price tag and have a better chance of winning that job. Presentation doesn't just make you look better at the end of the day. It builds confidence before you even talk numbers, right? Before you start talking about the price tag, your presentation will build confidence within the customer. And that's exactly what we did with Valley Home Tinting. That's why I focus so much on brand and focus so much on the presentation of our company, because I had such a good presentation that even with 9 reviews, I was winning quotes over less priced companies because I had good presentation, I had good brand, I conveyed the message with authority and trust, and people respected that and bought for it, and they received that. And that was the biggest thing there too. You have to receive what you're presenting them. If you present them this and you receive this, That's not going to work. You make sure you present, and then you do more than what you presented, and that's how you really, really start to see some crazy results with branding and psychology and homeowners. So the goal is tie branding, crews, and quotes to building trust psychologically. That is basically how you do that, is through reviews, trust, and outcomes. Now, build your brand to where you can build the trust right away and they can see that you're established and you care. I almost want to feel like branding nowadays is a crucial step in the process, because if people see that you didn't focus on branding, it almost feels like you skipped a step, right? And that sucks to say, but like, that's what people think now. So if you skip the branding step, you skip the part of them where they think, oh, this person they don't care as much as this other guy who put all this effort into his brand. That's just a hot topic. So kind of wrapping all of this up, if you're going to take anything from this, just remember, homeowners do not choose the best contractor. They choose the one who makes them feel the safest. So every review that you can gain, every branded shirt that shows your brand and emphasizes trust in your brand, every clean quote that is delivered as fast as humanly possible and like delivered properly, all of these appointment reminders, all of these automated texts, it's not just fancy things to look better, to feel better, or some things to help you, right? It's psychology. It's all psychology that you're implementing into your prospects' minds to make them feel better about choosing you and feel better about choosing a higher price. And if you think about it and you just kind of compare, when you go to hire someone yourself, right? Let's say you're trying to hire a landscaper and you look at two guys. And one guy, yeah, he's cheaper, but the other guy sent you messages and he sent you appointment reminders and project mock-ups, and he really feels like he cares about this project. And the other guy just quoted you and you haven't heard back from him since. Maybe he sent you a message of like, hey, are you going to do it? You know, just simple stuff. Who are you going to pick at the end of the day? Really look at that. What would make you have a buying decision towards a company? Typically, you can take that and reverse engineer it, and you'll have some really, really good results. So that's everything for now. Thank you guys so much for watching these videos. I love making them. If you want to learn more in depth on how to get leads for your home service business, how to build trust faster with them, and how to systemize the entire process, check out the link in the bio. Come join the 3-pillar framework. You can try it today for free, 7 days. It is the fastest and most straight-lined framework in scaling your home service business. So go give it a check out. We have currently about 45 plus members and have had some awesome results from it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Peace. Dad's trying to film a YouTube video right now, and you're in the middle of it.